House, President Buhari seeks new loan approval as Senate resumes after recess. Minister of Aviation accuses UAE of targeting Nigerians with COVID-19 protocol. And CBN to launch 15 trillion naira infrastructure fund in October. It's great to have you join us on News Now. I am Oyi Adekunle. The Nigerian Senate says it would consider a ramp-up of more resources for security agencies in the 2022 appropriation bill. President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, said this on Tuesday during his welcome speech at the resumption of plenary after the legislative annual recess. Our correspondent, Abisola Adebayo, now reports.
After a 9-week-long recess which commenced on July 15, lawmakers at the Senate are back to commence legislative duties. At the resumption of plenary, top on the agenda of the lawmakers is security. President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, while applauding the armed forces for their fight against insecurity, stressed the importance of increasing funds and resources to the security sector in the 2022 budget.
The National Assembly approved over 800 billion naira for our security and intelligence agencies. While that provision was appropriate and indeed necessary, we should sustain the trajectory of increase in funds and resources to the security sector. Therefore, we should consider a ramp-up of more resources for our security agencies in the 2022 appropriation. This also requires that our defense and intelligence-related committees step up their oversight on the agencies.
On the Electoral Act Amendment Bill, Lawan says a conference committee would be set up to harmonize the two versions of the bill before President Buhari's assent.
Distinguished colleagues, both the Senate and the House of Representatives passed the Electoral Act Amendment Bill in July 2021. There are, however, some differences between the two versions of the bill. There is therefore the need to set up a conference committee between the two chambers to harmonize the two versions. The Senate Conference Committee will be announced soon. We'll expedite the process to ensure that the National Assembly is able to transmit the harmonized version to the President for his assent.
The Senate President, Ahmed Lawan, also gave an update on the 2021-2024 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper.
Let me emphasize that the Senate, indeed the National Assembly, is prime and ready to receive and start work on the bill. That's the appropriation bill. The standing committees are ready to receive ministries, departments, and agencies for budget defense. As in the previous years, all MDAs are expected to defend their budget proposals within the month of October 2021, as this is the only allotted window for that exercise. Distinguished colleagues, there is no gainsaying the fact that the early passage of the 2020 and 2021 budgets has yielded tremendous benefits to our economy and country. According to the second quarter GDP report released by the National Bureau of Statistics, Nigeria's gross domestic product, GDP, increased by 5.01% in the second quarter of 2021.
Lawan also that the National Assembly is ready to receive the 2022 appropriation bill from President Muhammadu Buhari. It is also expected that the report of the Senate Ad hoc Committee on the review of the Constitution will soon be laid before the chamber. Abisola Adebayo, TV360 News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has sent a formal request to the Senate seeking the approval of an external loan of over $4 billion and 710 million euros to fund projects captured under the 2018 to 2021 borrowing plan. The letter dated 24th August 2021 was read during plenary on Tuesday by the Senate President Ahmed Lawan. Buhari in the letter explains that the loan will be used to fund federal and state government projects across key sectors.
Projects listed in the addendum to the 2018-2021 federal government external borrowing plan are to be financed through sovereign loans from the World Bank, French Development Agency, China Exim Bank, International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD, Credit Suisse Group, and Standard Chartered China Export and Credit in this total sum of USD, American dollars, $4,054,476,863 plus euro 710 million and grant component of USD 125 million dollars. The Senate is kindly invited to note that the projects and programs in the borrowing plan were selected based on positive technical and economic evaluations and the contribution they would make to the socio-economic development of the country, including employment generation and poverty reduction, as well as protection of the most vulnerable and very poor segments of the Nigerian society.
According to reports, an estimated 80% of mining, mostly in northern Nigeria, is carried out illegally, amounting to losses of about $9 billion annually. At a public hearing organized to get feedback from stakeholders on the draft of 4 laws as well as an investigative motion for the solid minerals sector, the Minority Chief Whip of the Senate, Philip Saduda, said Nigeria must ensure the development of the solid minerals sector to succeed in diversifying the country's economy. The chairman of the Senate Committee on Solid Minerals, Mines, Steel Development and Metallurgy, Tanko Almakura, also expressed optimism that the bills, when passed, will make the sector more appealing to investors.
Our monocultural economic outlook has been most concerning, while diversification has been a focus over the years. Relatedly, the steel, solid minerals and agricultural sector are identified as some areas we can harness. Added to this is the need to learn from experiences of oil exploration in the spheres of administration, community relations, resources, generation and distribution, and then sustainability. While the 4 bills before us are connected to these issues, the motion on investigating our loss is also germane, considering the benefits, if otherwise well applied.
The proposed Nigerian Mineral Development Corporation seeks to develop upstream exploration and production, midstream mineral processing and metallurgy, and downstream logistics, trade, and export, which will catalyze investment in the entire mining value chain in Nigeria.
The European Union delegation to Nigeria and the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has inaugurated a 25-member youth sounding board in Abuja. The board is a body of young Nigerians that will help in shaping and implementing EU programs and strategies in the country for more inclusiveness. Our correspondent, Mojisola Matomi, has the story.
The Youth Sounding Board, which draws 25 participants across Nigeria, is a space for young people to have significant influence on the EU's external action and incorporating Nigerians in its decision-making process. At the launch of the EU Youth Sounding Board in Nigeria, the head of the European Union Corporation in Nigeria, Selin Tassin-Pelza, said the EU's involvement of young people is to help further strengthen its bilateral relationship with Nigeria.
We really want them to participate to the design of our new projects and program. We want them to help us actually to make our projects and program more adapted to their needs, because we believe that young people must be our main concern, our main priority. They must be at the core of all our activities.
The EU representative believes the platform will also empower youths to contribute positively to both economic and political discourse in Nigeria.
Together, the European Union and Nigeria, together we agree that we really want to create opportunities for young people to get jobs, but also to participate to the democratic process, to make their voices heard.
On his part, the Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dari, who commended the EU for the initiative, said it has further added another layer to efforts of the federal government towards empowering youth in the country.
We've heard the voice of our youth. We know what these critical needs are, but it's also important to make them part of the process of fashioning out programs, solutions, and also discussing the issues amongst themselves so that they can put forward an agenda for action to the Nigerian government, which of course will be matched with the initiatives and the policies that we have. Only 25 people here representing the entirety of the Nigerian youth on the sounding board. Now the federal government is putting forward a platform of 370 Nigerian youth, most representative, to discuss what these issues are, and over 5,000 youth are expected to join us virtually as we engage with these issues, as we have this crucial conversation for 4 days in October.
The EU says members of the Youth Sounding Board were selected based on their proven track record of playing outstanding roles in their communities and their participation in innovative initiatives of empowering youth at the grassroots level. Mojisola Matomi, TV360, Abuja.
A coalition of activists from the Niger Delta under the aegis of Niger Delta Activist Forum, NDAF, are demanding that a new board of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, be constituted without further delay. At a press conference held in Abuja, the president of NDFA, Success Jack, opposed the downsizing of the NDDC board as recommended in the forensic audit report. The group also came up with a list of demands urging the government to make details of the forensic report public.
Now time for us to open a new chapter in the story of our journey toward development and evolving a morally upright and socially balanced society that thrives on constitutionally enshrined principles of engagement under a democratic setting. Our demands: 1, that the federal government should make a full disclosure of details of the findings of the forensic audit. 2, the process was powered with taxpayers' money, and under this era of freedom of information law, Niger Deltans and indeed Nigerians have the right to know. That the board of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, be constituted immediately. The audit has been the excuse given for the seeming endless delay in constituting this board. It is our hope that the necessary legal proceedings will be activated to implement consequences on indicted offenders to the extent of their offenses in the coming days.
Well, let's take a break here, but still to come, President Buhari charges bankers to make Nigeria a leading economy. We'll bring you details of that and more shortly. Please stay with us.
Opinions are free, facts are sacred, but truth is universal.
How, in practical terms, can we, for instance, de-escalate the tension?
President must see himself as the president of the Federal Republic.
We know where the enemy is. 3 places. The Lake Chad Basin, the border area between Nigeria and Cameroon, and then the Sambisa Forest.
On TV360, we give you a complete dose of everything. Opinion, facts, and undiluted truth.
I hardly believe what politicians say in this part of the world.
A new Nigeria is possible, a future is possible.
We delve into the issues, dissect it so that you can understand it, use it to take action.
I don't think there's any need for any governor to look for grant for ranching.
TV360, dissecting the issues.
Thank you for staying with us on News Now. Let's now remind you about some of our major stories tonight. President Muhammadu Buhari has sent a formal request to the Senate seeking the approval of an external loan of over $4 billion and 710 million euros to fund projects captured under the 2018 to 2021 borrowing plan. The letter, dated 24th August 2021, was read at the resumption of plenary on Tuesday by the Senate President Ahmed Lawan. And we also told you that the Senate has revealed plans to speed up the transition of the economy from a mono-economy to oil, from a mono-economy of oil to one based on solid minerals. At a 2-day public hearing organized by the Senate Committee on Solid Minerals, Mines, Steel Development and Metallurgy to get feedback from stakeholders on the draft of 4 laws as well as investigative motion for the sector, Chairman of the committee, Tanko Almakura, said the aim is to make the sector more appealing to investors. In case you missed any of our news bulletins or for more updates, do log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube and Google Plus at TV360 Nigeria. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online. The Presidential Steering Committee on COVID-19 has accused the United Arab Emirates UAE of adopting double standards in the enforcement of its COVID-19 protocol towards Nigerians. Minister of Aviation Hadi Sirika said the reason many Nigerians travel through neighboring countries like Benin Republic and Ghana is because the UAE has prevented Nigerians from traveling directly to Dubai and other of its cities. Sirika said the investigations into the situation revealed that the COVID-19 protocol set for Nigeria by the UAE was not the same as what it offered other West African countries. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, said the federal government will continue discussions with representatives of the UAE on the issue. We'll take another pause here and return with business stories. Please stay with us. Welcome back. Up next is Business News with Mary Kano. Mary.
Now, thank you very much. And in business, President Muhammadu Buhari has urged members of the banking and finance ecosystem to collaborate towards making Nigeria one of the leading economies of the world. Buhari gave the charge at the 14th Banking and Finance Conference organized by the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria. Also, in his remarks, the president of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, urged the banking sector to continue working towards building a more resilient economy for Africa.
The pandemic has caused unprecedented disruption. It has also triggered new opportunities which have helped to reshape the economy in the areas of digital transformation, trans-African trade, financial inclusion, security, workforce of the future, pharmaceutical, manufacturing, processing supply, and logistics. I therefore implore you to leverage the abundant business opportunities to grow the economy.
To stay competitive, there is the need to keep integrating new technology into banking to increase financial inclusion and access. Banking can't just be a service for elites. The African Continental Free Trade Area is creating new opportunities for Pan-African trade and investment. Banks with continental reach, like several of the institutions represented here, can lead the way in cementing economic integration.
Meanwhile, the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, has announced that Infracorp PLC, the 15 trillion naira infrastructure fund, which will boost funding for capital projects in the country, will be launched in October. The CBN governor, who disclosed this at the annual Banking and Finance Conference organized by the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, said the project, which was conceptualized alongside African Finance Corporation and the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority, will help to address the challenge of infrastructure deficit in the country. He said Infracorp would enable the use of mostly private capital to support infrastructure investment that will have a multiplier effect on growth across critical sectors of the economy. But we'll take a break here and return with a review of the stock market. Stay with us. From staying flat at midday to gaining 0.01%, the all-share index seems on a rebound after days of consecutive negative sessions to record over 3 billion naira gains, as for today, the bull returned. Now, more deals were carried out on the floor of the NGX today, 3,376 deals, and this drove the volume of deals transacted to 2,228 million units worth 1.8 billion naira. Now, compared with the previous day's trading, today's data shows 14% improvement in volume and 1% improvement in deals. Now, alongside 12 of the gainers, UPDC and Academy topped the gainers list with combined 18 kobo gains, while 21 equities alongside Sovereign Trust Insurance and University Press recorded the most losses at the close of trading. Now, moving on to the selected global stocks, it is a mixed trading day for the UK, US and Asian stock as FTSE is trading at 0.48%, dragged down by heavyweight metals and banking stocks, while uncertainty over a possible increase in corporate taxes in the US sees investors hold back as Dow Jones is trading in the reds at 0.50%. Meanwhile, Asian stock Nikkei advanced for a second day, lifting the market and surpassing this year's previous peak in February to end at the highest since August 1990, making it the world's best performing major stock market over the past 2 weeks. Nikkei is currently trading at 0.73%. Well, that's all on the review of the stock market. It's back to Oyi now for the rest of the news.
Thank you very much for that update, Mary. And moving on to the foreign scene, Greek authorities have opened an investigation into the deadly crash of a private plane near the island of Samos that killed a prosecution witness in the corruption trial of former Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Haim Geron, a former senior official at Israel's Ministry of Communications, and his wife Esther were the only occupants on board the Cessna 182 aircraft when it crashed on Monday. Geron was one of more than 300 witnesses that prosecutors listed for Netanyahu's trial, where the former prime minister is accused of accepting expensive gifts from wealthy associates and granting favors to media tycoons in exchange for coverage, allegations he has repeatedly denied. Well, up next is Entertainment Report on News Now.
Nigerian singer Stanley Omadidia, better known as Omale, has unfollowed his girlfriend Gloria Eberechi on Instagram. According to reports, the music star unfollowed his girlfriend, who is an actress and model, after videos of her allegedly cheating on him surfaced. This comes barely 24 hours after he showed her off on social media for the first time. However, both parties have remained silent over the latest developments. Former Big Brother Naija housemate Swoyo has expressed his worry about the type of women who are attracted to him. The reality TV star made his expression known via his Instagram stories, and in his words, "I think I really need to attend Shiloh this year because I don't know why it's only broken girls I always meet or get attracted to." Swoyo was one of the housemates from the 4th season of Big Brother Naija. Congratulations are in order as popular Nigerian comedian Bright Okocha, better known as Basket Mouth, is a year older. According to Basket Mouth, the world looks more beautiful from the 43rd floor. Basket Mouth, who boasts of a strong career in Nigeria's entertainment industry that has lasted over 2 decades, also shared lovely photos to celebrate his big day. A happy birthday to Basket Mouth. And that is all that we have for you on the entertainment segment of News Now.
Away from entertainment now, and in sports, Europe's biggest and best clubs are fired up and ready for the start of the group stages as the Champions League returns after a historic summer transfer window. Chelsea will begin the defense of their title with a host of Europe's biggest clubs all in the running to lift the continent's biggest trophy. Paris Saint-Germain remains the team to beat heading into match day 1, as no team had a better summer in terms of the caliber of their signings. And lastly, we bring you the story of an 8-year-old boxing sensation in Lagos State that is currently making waves with her punching skills. Sakinat Quadri says she's determined to become a world boxing champion after she was encouraged by her father to pursue her dream of becoming a boxer. Abisola Adebayo has that story.
Although with the physique of an 8-year-old, Sakinat Quadri's stamina, especially when she gets into the boxing ring with her gloves on, is far above her age. In her quest to realize her dreams, Sekinat works tirelessly in this makeshift gym in Lagos every week. She says her goal is to represent Nigeria and become an Olympics champion someday.
When I grow up, I want to be an Olympic champion for Nigeria. I want to win gold so that my parents will be happy, and all my coaches, my friends that I love will be happy. I want to be like Muhammad Ali, Laila Ali, Anthony Joshua, and Rashid.
Sekinat's father has always been a pillar of support. Not only does he bring her to the training ground every week, he also gives her boxing tips. He says with the right guidance, he's optimistic that his child will become an household name in the boxing scene.
Everywhere that she's going to fight, I will be there always. Since then, I've been, even though when the coach is not around, I train her, I tell her do this, do that. I didn't mean he joined the boxing when she's already old. I will not say the power will not be there for her again. But she started when she was young. I know she can make it, because you can just pick these children from young. If you catch them young, they will achieve what they want.
Sekinat started boxing 3 years ago at the age of 5. Her coach is a renowned boxing coach in the Koshofe area of Lagos. Popularly called Energy, he's coached boxers that have won several title belts. Energy says even though the 8-year-old is nowhere near amateur boxing, she's fought and won local fights with girls of her age.
She fights outside the gym. She has represented Lagos State and fought in over 7 or 8 competitions, and God is helping us. We have been invited to several competitions and she has won. I am certain that she will represent the country.
She has not started making money, but I know she will make money, she will make fame, she will go to the Olympics. I know that.
Sekinat says she's inspired by Muhammad Ali, Laila Ali and Clarissa Shields. Like her female heroes, she has also had to overcome barriers in her ongoing road to the top. In her case, the perception that a girl child cannot become a boxer. Abisola Adibayo, TV360 News.
With that, we'll call it a wrap on our bulletin at this time. Thank you for watching. I'm Oyi Adekunle. Bye for now.